reading a poem out of one of my favorite collections. Remember, April's Poetry Month. The Llama Who Had No Pajama. And this collection is by Ann Hoberman. I'm going to be reading a poem out of it called Raccoon. And I don't know if you can see at the top of this, but there's a raccoon at the very top. Let me tell you something about a raccoon and a couple of other words that you might want to know before we start. So a raccoon, which looks like this, they're very well known for that mask, that dark mask they have, and they love to get into trash cans and eat anything that they can find. In fact, I've had them outside in my trash pails. I'm going to call it a trash pail because that's what you're going to hear in our poem. I've heard a raccoon in my trash pail before. So a raccoon is a mammal, and it's nocturnal. Let me give you a hint what nocturnal might mean if you don't remember. Part of the poem is in the light of the moon. Nocturnal. That means that it's up at night when we're asleep, getting into all kinds of mischief. It's about a medium-sized animal. All right, that's a raccoon. That's what our poem's about. Now, there's a word in here. There's a couple of words I want to go over. This one is strown. In the picture, you can see the trash out of the pail is strewn everywhere. It means to spread by scattering, when things are strewn. I want you to think about the word strewn in your own life. I'll give you an example in mine. Sometimes when I do laundry, the clothes are strewn all over the floor until I organize them to wash them. So when something is strewn, it's kind of everywhere. So think about at home or maybe in your room when things might be strewn somewhere. We're going to hear the word strewn in our poem. And then the other word I wanted to talk about is abundantly. Abundantly is a big word. On here, there's lots of good baked goods. There's pies and cakes and cookies. There's an abundance of them. Abundance means more than enough. I'll give you an example, and I want you to think about your own example for what abundant means. Abundantly. So at Thanksgiving, there is an abundance of food, more than enough for everyone. So I want you to think about when you've had an abundance of something. We're going to hear that word in our poem as well. All right, I'm going to read the poem, and then I'm going to help you figure out how to do the beginning, middle, and end of the poem on this graphic organizer. I'm going to read the poem first, and then I'm going to do it for you, and then on Friday, we'll do it together. Raccoon. Crash goes the trash can. Clatter and clacket. What in the world can be making that racket? I hurry to look by the light of the moon. And what do I find? Why, I find fat raccoon. All through the garden, the garbage he's strewn. And he's eating his supper, that robber raccoon, eating so nicely without fork or spoon. Why, his manners are perfect, that thieving raccoon. And wasn't he smart to discover that pail? And wasn't he smart to uncover that pail? And isn't he lucky he won't go to jail for stealing his dinner and making a mess for me to clean up in the morning, I guess, while he, the old pirate, abundantly fed, curls up in a ball fast asleep in his bed. All right, let's look at our graphic organizer, and we're going to do the beginning, middle, and end of it. I'm going to move my chair out of the way. I have the words to the poem written here so that we can do it together. Before we start, I want to underline the vocabulary we just talked about. There is strewn. Remember we said that it means that it's thrown, just thrown everywhere. Remember I used the laundry example. And then abundantly. Here it is at the end of our poem. Remember, abundantly means more than enough. Remember, I used the example about Thanksgiving dinner. All right, let's figure out what the beginning of our poem is. Because good readers, If I want to summarize a story, a book, a movie, this poem, I'm not going to tell you every single thing. I'm going to summarize it and just use a few highlights. So let's do the beginning. And of course, I'm going to go to the beginning of my poem. Crash goes the trash can, clatter and clacket. What in the world is making that racket? I hurry to look by the light of the moon, and what do I find? I'm not going to read anymore because I've already done the beginning. Wonder how I can do that. I'm going to summarize it. So I'm going to summarize crash. I hear a noise and I run outside. So I'm going to write that at the beginning on my graphic organizer. So I hear a loud noise and I run outside. I hear a loud noise. And of course, you could do a picture too if you need to. I hear a loud noise and run outside. That's the beginning of my poem. I'm not going to use all those words, remember. I'm going to summarize it. Okay, let's do the middle of our poem. So I heard the noise. I ran outside. What do I find? Why, a fine raccoon. All through the garden, the garbage he's strewn. And he's eating his supper, that robber raccoon, eating so nicely without fork or spoon. Why, his manners are perfect, that thieving raccoon. And wasn't he smart to discover that pail? Wasn't he smart to uncover that pail? Isn't he lucky he won't go to jail for stealing his dinner and making a mess? So now I've got to figure out what's the middle of my poem. Well, we talked about the word strewn. What I'm thinking in the middle might be is that he has made a mess by everything is strewn outside of the pail because he's eating everything out of the trash can. So I'm going to put in the middle that I discovered the raccoon. The raccoon. It's a little hard to write on here, but we can do it. Oh, it's 2 C's. The raccoon has strewn, remember that word means put all over the place, has strewn everything out of the trash can. Out of the trash can. So I have just summarized what happened in the middle. So now we're going to do the end of the story, the end of the poem. So where am I going to go for that? You guessed it, the end of the poem. So while he, the old pirate, abundantly fed, curls up in a ball fast asleep in his bed. So I'm going to have to clean up the mess he made while he gets to go to sleep. So not much fun at the end of my poem. All right, so I'm going to write at the end, I clean up what he has strewn everywhere and gotten abundantly fat. I clean up the mess while he sleeps. Oh, can I do it? My teacher would be so mad if it was this messy, really. I clean up the mess while he sleeps. Okay, so the beginning was I hear a loud noise and run outside. The middle, the raccoon has strewn everything out of the trash can. And at the end, I clean up the mess while he sleeps. So we just summarized the beginning, middle, and end like a good reader does. So Friday, we're going to read another poem. Have some paper with you of some kind. It doesn't matter. It can be anything, just anything to write on and anything to write with, and we'll do it together. We'll do the beginning, middle, and end of another poem. Until then, bye.